I wanted to briefly mention here because someone asked us where our Vikings reaction to the Bears tragedy is. That Ziggy? What's a big word we could say?
Disappointment.
Horror show.
Yeah, horror show. I needed 3 points from Josh Dobbs Sunday to beat. Zach and I were locked in a fantasy football matchup, and I'm sitting there. Josh Dobbs has negative 4.5 points midway through the third quarter, and I looked over at my dad, and I was just going, what is happening here? Like this is the only reason that this is happening is because I need 3 points, right? It took until that touchdown at the very end of the game for me to be able to conquer Mount Zach.
Narrow him out a little bit.
It's an insane 3 point. One of the most disappointing Viking games that I have seen. And look, there's so many disappointing Viking games. You know how much of, we could fill up this wall writing individual games the Vikings have been disappointing in. That was one of the worst of the past 5 to 10 years. Detroit opens the door a sliver for us to go and compete for the NFC North, and you get shut down by Chicago at home.
Yeah, I mean, I was one of 3 people left in my survivor pool.
I'm so sorry.
I thought there was no way on Monday Night Football the Vikings lose at home to the Bears.
It's like primetime Kirk came out again.
Shut up, man.
But the thing is, the Bears scored 12 points, and you can't score 13 to win.
Touchdown.
Like, oh my god!
Didn't have a touchdown.
No, the season's been one big vicissitude, right? Things look like they're going up. We're doing well. And then suddenly Josh Dobbs, I get that he had been hot, but he throws 4 interceptions, loses us the game. The run game can't get going. Justin Fields looks okay. I don't know, Paul.
Ziggy, you said
so
before
tough
the
to
game,
watch.
Ziggy texts me and he goes, because our friend Weston texts us and says, I hope you're ready to see the Vikings get shut down by the Chicago Bears defense tonight. And we're like, all right, Weston, just shut up.
Maybe the Bears were insane.
And maybe. And Ziggy texts me on the side. He goes, he's right. And I said back to Ziggy, I have a lurking suspicion that you're correct, but I found a way to suppress it and believe that we need the receipts. We should go and be. No, we had the receipts. I said there's a lurking suspicion, but I've been able to suppress it and be confident tonight. And one thing that I wanted to mention with you guys, I don't know how much of the game. I know you were traveling, Jack. I know Ziggy, you were fed up. You may have just turned the game off. But I thought a lot of blame should have gone on Kevin O'Connell. And I didn't see too many people talking about it. They were talking about Josh Dobbs and Kirk Cousins, whether or not he'd be re-signed, and Jefferson coming back. But Kevin O'Connell had 2 opportunities where I really questioned his decision-making. One was in the beginning of the second half when it was 3-3. We had 4th and 7 and went for it on about the 50-yard line. Like, we haven't been moving the ball all night. Why are you not just punting that thing and making the Bears drive down the field? I think Chicago got 1 or 2 first downs, kicks a field goal. And in a game like that, it makes the difference. And the other one was late in the game. The Bears fumbled on 2 of their final 3 possessions. We recovered on the 45-yard line with 3.5 minutes left. And what do you guys think about these situations where Chicago had all 3 of their timeouts and the Vikings basically, the last play was a screen, but essentially went run, screen for nothing, punted away. Like, why don't you try and win the game there? Like, get a first down, the game's over. I don't understand why it's always, let's burn the timeouts and kick it away.
Well, up 10-9?
Yeah, up 10-9. I was disappointed with the play calling of, let's just, run into the line twice, and now 3rd and 9. All right, burn the, try and win the game. I don't know. That bothered me.
So you think you should pass on 3rd and 9 and try to get the first down?
Or even 2nd and 10. I know that people can look back and say, you gave them the timeouts, but you need 1 first down.
Yeah, I think that I think being up 10-9, I agree with you, because I don't want to give them the ball back with a chance to kick a field goal. Where if it was 13-9, they got to get in the end zone, I'd say make them burn the timeouts.
The thing about O'Connell this game that frustrated me, like you point out 2 kinds of situations, some where he's too aggressive and some where he's a little too scared.
Yep.
If he had just committed to being aggressive or just committed to being conservative, I think we would have won the game, no question.
Good point.
The problem was he kept going back and forth. He couldn't decide whether he wanted to just let Josh Dobbs go. We'll eat as many interceptions as it takes. We got to let him play. Or play really conservative and count on the defense. When you play a schizophrenic play style like that, you get the worst of both worlds. And we end up losing the game because he couldn't commit. I think I very rarely have bad things to say about how O'Connell manages games.
Me too.
But this was one of his worst coaching performances in his career. Hopefully he learned something.
Yeah, and they had a chance against Denver to put that game away with a touchdown. They went conservative in the red zone. we saw what happened there. Like, you had a chance to be 8-4. Really, you should have beat Denver. Probably should beat Chicago. You're a game behind Detroit right now. So pretty disappointing past 2 weeks for the Vikings. You're right. For the most part, I think O'Connell's a really good coach, and Justin Jefferson comes back. But I was pretty disappointed with.
You point out when he does things well. You point out when he does things bad. That's what we do here.
Yeah. And
so the Vikings suck.
Shut up, man. I still root for the Dolphins. Like I'm going to be pulling for you. You make it hard though, because you just trash the Vikings.
No, I mean, Dolphins fans are the worst, right? You see us of Justin Herbert, right? Chiefs fans, Broncos fans, Raiders fans are all pretty nice to him. Then Dolphins fans just come in and start like crapping all over Justin Herbert. Like they're aggressive to fan bases who have done nothing to them.
Well, you know what
I think because they can't take it out on their own division.
No one cares about the Dolphins. Like no one cares. It's just like, okay.
I saw some funny what Dolphins Cowboys this week. It's like the
no, we're Washington this week.
Oh well, what's that? A couple weeks? Yes, I saw on Instagram. It's like the teams who annihilate shit but can't be good teams bowl.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, we beat the Broncos. Beat the Broncos. They're over 500 now.
True.
Did you see the Sean Payton interview where they were explaining scoregami to him, and they told him they've never had a 29-12 game like last weekend, and the guy's like, "What is that?" And Sean Payton's going, "What is that?" And he's like, "Oh, it's when they've never had the score before in NFL history. That was 29-12." Also 70-20. Sean Payton just starts laughing a little bit. He's like, "I like the second one." So that was great.
They can talk about it now. We can
talk about it now. They can do whatever they want.